Welcome to episode 21 of our holiday of a lifetime. In this video we travel the renowned Icefields Parkway from Jasper to Banff. Along the way we take in some of the marvellous attractions that make up the Canadian Rockies. Well, hello, I'm Rhonda.
And I'm Andrew.
And welcome to episode 21 of our holiday of a lifetime.
21, yes.
And in this video we travel in the Canadian Rockies, departing from Jasper via one of Canada's most scenic mountain roadways called the Icefields Parkway.
Yes, we're certainly looking forward to today's excursion.
Yes, we were very excited.
Okay.
And this is the route to over 100 visible glaciers and lakes and rushing waterfalls. Our destination is Banff, which is some 288 kilometres in a southeasterly direction. And along the way, we explore some incredible landmarks.
Oh, we sure do. And look, as we mentioned in our previous episode 19 video, we are actually cognizant that after our visit in May 24, there was a huge destructive wildfire that wiped out thousands of hectares of the actual national park.
Yes.
And our video footage was taken just before these fires. And our tour today was booked again with Brewster Sightseeing in a very luxurious coach, complete with that
onboard toilet.
Yeah, that onboard toilet. And after our previous experience, we have learnt to only use the toilet when the bus is stationary.
That's right.
Yeah, avoid a few accidents.
It's a bit of an obstacle course when it's moving, isn't it?
It is.
The first scheduled stop was at the Athabasca Falls. Along the way, we encountered our first sighting of wildlife, which was bighorn sheep rams. And further down the road, we came across a grizzly bear strolling in the forest.
Oh, wasn't that thrilling?
That was exciting. That was so exciting to see that bear. And the reason that we did know it was a grizzly bear is the bus driver told us that grizzly bears can come in different colours, but their one distinctive feature is the very large shoulder hump.
Yes, big hump.
And as you can see, this bear had a big shoulder hump.
It did.
And so that was so exciting. And so then everyone on the bus was on wildlife alert.
They were, because if somebody saw some wildlife, they had to sing out loudly so the bus could quickly stop. And it did a few times.
Definitely.
Anyway, eventually we arrived at the Athabasca Falls. They're only a short distance from the car park, so it was a short walk. And these falls drop 23 metres, but are known more for their force and volume rather than their height.
Powerful as.
Yeah. And yeah, you're right, they're very powerful. And they're rated a class 5 in the scale of waterfalls. And that actually means they are ranked in the most powerful waterfalls in Canada. And the falls have carved a deep gorge through quartzite and limestone over thousands of years.
As you can see, the surrounding landscape and the falls were quite remarkable.
Oh, it certainly was.
Stunning, absolutely.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the Athabasca Falls were significantly affected by the July 24 bushfires.
Yeah, they were.
And the nearby Athabasca Falls hostel also burnt down in this fire.
Yeah, that's right.
Back on the bus, we enjoyed a very scenic drive along the Icefield Parkway. and arrived at our next destination, the Icefield Glacier Discovery Centre, for a delicious smorgasbord lunch, which was also provided on this tour. The view from this Discovery Centre was just breathtaking. As you can see, the Athabasca Glacier. This spectacular sight was just a precursor to the next part of this epic day, boarding a specially built bus to take us onto the Athabasca Glacier, then stop for us to take a walk on this glacier.
Oh yes, yeah.
This is thrilling.
It is starting to get very thrilling.
These Ice Explorer buses cost $1.8 million to build, and the buses were designed by Mercedes-Benz, and they are enormous.
Very, very big, yeah.
And they have their tyres that cost $7,000 each.
Yeah, just each tyre costs $7,000. The road to the glacier is actually very, very steep, and in fact it's got an incline of 36%, and that actually makes it Canada's steepest commercially used road. And these buses reach an actual top speed of 23 kilometres an hour on the road.
They were booming along.
They were.
We had a female driver on our bus, and she was filling us with lots of commentary on what to expect when we got to the glacier and safety things. But when she actually got to the incline, she had to stop talking. She said, "Sorry, I can't talk anymore. Please, if you don't mind being quiet, I really need to concentrate." And we're like, oh gosh. But yeah, it was like that, wasn't it? Oh gosh. It was so steep.
It was. Then we actually dismounted the bus to take a walk on the glacier for
about half an hour.
Yeah, 30 minutes
half
were
an hour on there.
It was.
Well, we've had a lot of highlights on this holiday, many highlights, but wow, I think this one is up in the top two.
Oh, absolutely. It was just the biggest wow moment I've ever had, I think.
It was incredible to think you're actually walking on a glacier.
Yeah, and it was actually snowing too, wasn't it?
That's right. So that even made it a bit more special.
Oh, yeah, just it just loaded the whole ambience of the moment.
And look, even though it was cold, it was freezing, but we were just like so excited, we didn't even really notice.
No, that was the last of your problems.
That's right, and we were actually the very last to get back on the
bus.
bus.
We just didn't want to get off. We just wanted this experience to go on forever.
That's right.
Just going to mention also the Jasper National Park wildfire in July 24 contributed to a 10% higher melting rate of the glacier, caused by the soot and the ash and the smoke from that fire.
Yep, devastating.
And after that amazing experience on the glacier walk, we were then transported to another nearby attraction to marvel at the breathtaking Sunwapta Valley from above.
This is a skywalk, which is a suspended platform where glass is all that separates you from the rugged and wild terrain, which is 280 metres below you.
Yes.
I don't do heights at all, so I stayed back, but I was quite happy to stay back and take your photo from a distance.
Well, it was quite exhilarating actually to walk across that platform and just look straight down below you and see it. And there was a lady there with a broom continually sweeping the ice, and that was sort of forming on the water, not on the water, but on the glass as well, to keep it so people didn't slip up.
And there was a lot of people on there.
Yeah.
So many people, so there's a lot of people that aren't scared of heights.
Absolutely.
Anyway, back on the Brewster bus, we continued our journey to Banff along the Icefields Parkway. The scenery was just breathtaking, and we actually have some footage of the sights, which includes frozen lakes, thick pines, larch forest trees, snow-capped peaks and dramatic rock spires.
Wow, that was one of the most jaw-dropping scenic trips that we've ever encountered. And best of all, from the comfort of this luxurious coach we were in. You can well understand that since it opened in 1940, visitors from all around the world flocked to the Icefields Parkway.
Oh, that's right. That was spectacular. We arrived at Banff late that afternoon and settled into accommodation in the heart of the town. And our accommodation was called the Elk and Avenue Hotel. This is a beautiful little place.
Yeah, very modern little place.
Yeah, our
great
room,
location and
perfect location, and our room was large, really very spacious.
Big large room.
Yeah,
two beds in it.
Yeah, that's right. And we were provided with earplugs.
Oh, yes.
So we're thinking, oh gosh, it must be a noisy place to stay. But it wasn't.
No,
it was as quiet as anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, it also has a cafe and a restaurant in the foyer, complete with a little gift shop.
Yeah, the old obligatory gift shop, yes. The next day we had another tour booked for the afternoon, and we were actually going to two UNESCO World Heritage sites. And the morning was at our leisure. So we decided to look around the town and then walk down to the Bow Falls.
Which were beautiful.
And Banff has a population of 8,500 people, and the peaks of Mount Rhonda and Mount Cascade dominate the skyline of Banff.
Downtown Banff is characterised by boutiques and restaurants mixed with chateau-style hotels and, of course, souvenir shops. And look, we thought Banff was the most beautiful little town.
Just charming,
It was charming, just charming, and had such a lovely feel about it and so much character.
Yes.
After our look-see of the town, we strolled the 1.2 kilometres past Roaring Rapids to view the famous Bow Falls.
Yes, very, very famous. And why are they so famous?
Well, apparently several classic Hollywood films of the 1950s depicted famous movie stars being swept over by falls.
Oh, that's right, yes.
Including Marilyn Monroe, Robert Mitchum, and even the son of Lassie. After lunch, a Discovery Banff tour bus picked us up outside our hotel for our excursion of the 2 UNESCO sites. The first being Castle Mountain,
Yep.
and the second, the jewel of the Canadian Rockies, Lake Louise.
Yeah, very excited to see Lake Louise.
Yes,
It's one of those
looking forward to that.
places that you always see photos of when you're thinking of Canadian Rockies.
And along the way, we witnessed more deer, and we had another sighting of a black bear, which was exciting too.
Right? You know what's really funny? Both black and grizzly bears come in all different spectrums of the rainbow. They both come in black, brown, white. They actually come in blonde as well. I personally was very surprised to hear that, yes, they do come in a Dolly Parton limited edition. So this we have here is a black bear. You can tell in this situation due to his color. The thing is, you have brown-faced black bears and you have black-faced grizzly bears. I want you guys to take a sec, okay? Look at his front shoulder blades.
He doesn't have the hump.
He doesn't have the hump. There you go. Perfect. So
And look, one of the highlights of touring the Canadian Rockies, as we've found, is the numerous wildlife sightings that we've come across. Never expected to see so much
And I think we've
wildlife.
seen a lot more than what we actually expected to. So
Very
it's
much
amazing.
so.
Yeah.
Castle Mountain has a height of 2,766 metres and is named in 1858, I think, by James Hector for its castle-like appearance, as you'll probably note from the video. And from 1946 to 1979, it was known as Mount Eisenhower in honour of the World War II General Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Our tour guide, Tyler, he was very knowledgeable, and he actually told us the mountain had Indigenous significance, and being young Indian braves were required under tribal law to scale the mountain with just a bow, arrow and a knife to prove their survival skills, and if they survived they became chieftains.
That's right, yes.
But unfortunately, as he said, many perished in their attempts.
Oh,
It's
yes.
terrible to think that
Yeah.
that happened back then, back in the day.
The second site we travelled to was the famous Lake Louise, which is fed by the Victoria Glacier. On the shoreline is that very well-known Fairmont Chateau Lake Louise Hotel.
How stunning was that? Oh my goodness.
Another breathtaking
It
sight.
was, we were pinching ourselves, oh, I can't believe we're standing right near this beautiful hotel.
No.
On arrival, we were greeted by several squirrels that were scurrying along the lawns.
Bit of fun.
They're the cutest little things, and they just pop up and look around what's going on, and then off they'd go again. That was so sweet.
Look, we spent an absolute lovely afternoon walking along a lot of the perimeter of the lake. It's actually still frozen then, and it wasn't expected to thaw for another few weeks.
I know.
That's right. So got a bit of footage of that, and really that basically says it all when you look and you view the footage.
Oh, Lake Louise is beautiful. So glad that we went there and saw that. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
So anyway, sadly this was our last day in Banff before we travelled to Honolulu, Hawaii in the morning.
That night over dinner, we reflected on what a marvellous experience we've had since arriving in the Canadian Rockies.
Yes, it's beautiful, just beautiful place.
Yeah, well, they got towering peaks and pristine alpine lakes, waterfalls cascading, and abundant wildlife. And the Canadian Rockies certainly offers what we would consider a captivating experience of nature's grandeur.
Definitely, and look, if the opportunity ever presents itself again, we'd love to come back for sure.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Unbelievable. It was very sad that much of Jasper's National Park was destroyed in the July 24 bushfires. Parks Canada has actually announced it is fully committed to its recovery and has introduced support and resources for those looking to rebuild structures lost in the wildfire.
Which is wonderful,
isn't
it? Look, thank you for watching our video capturing our time in the Canadian Rockies, and we look forward to bringing you our next chapter of our fabulous holiday, Hawaii.
Bring it on, yes.
See you in the next video.
Yes, see you in the next video. We hope you enjoyed episode 21 of our trip of a lifetime. In our next video, we leave the Canadian Rockies to fly to Honolulu, Hawaii to enjoy all that this magnificent island has to offer.